Heard about GPT-Human and wondering if it bypasses effectively AI detection? Well, I've tested extensively this tool, and in this video, I'm going to show you whether GPT-Human really humanizes AI text or not. I'm also going to analyze the style of the humanization of GPT-Human, especially if you just add unnecessary noise that is easily detectable, and whether it's really worth the money to pay for it. Sounds good? Then let's go. All right, so GPT-Human is actually quite a young tool on the market. It just freshly arrived compared to other competitors like Undetectable AI or Self-Writer. It's still a very new tool, but it is very promising. And the team seems to know how to make a good humanization algorithm. Because from what I've tested from the humanized text from GPT-Human, I think it's definitely one of the best tools you can use to humanize your text and bypass AI detectors. We don't have a lot of information on their secret sauce that make them that good, their secret algorithm and patterns of humanization, but we can try to guess it. And that's what we're gonna do after in analyzing their output. But other than that, it's a very basic interface. So when you get into the interface, you actually have the humanizer where you just add your text and get back a humanized version with the human score, the readability also. You can change the tone. You also have it combined with AI detector, but it is not the best on the market, definitely. You have the better one. You can also just generate text, which is more natural sounding, also paraphraser. But yeah, definitely the key feature is the humanizer. You're gonna use mostly this tool. So as you can see already, from the one I already did. You have the text here, and so yeah, here very human score, and also it shows similarity and readability. It actually, like most of them, it works with credits, with each credit referring to a certain number of words. We're gonna talk about the pricing after. We're gonna just get straight to the subject that matters to us the most, which is, does it actually bypass AI detectors? And for that, I did a test, and we're gonna dive into the results of this test. All right, so as I said recently, I did actually a small benchmark with some samples of the best AI humanizer on the market. And as you can see, yeah, GPT-Human comes up as the top AI humanizer. So my method was based actually on a 4 output, a GPT-4 output, a GPT 4.2, a Gemini 3 Pro, and Claude Sonnet, which is not 1.5, but 4.5. Output. These are here. As you can see, some of them have a lot of patterns. For example, GPT-4 has a lot of the old AI patterns of the legacy models. So as you can see here, we have like a very formal, spatial structure with like very abstract nouns like advanced language understanding, enhanced contextual awareness, greater customization capabilities. And it's always more or less the same structure. So you have here 3 sentences, 1, 2, 3. Here you have 3 sentences also here. Also, I think you have 3 sentences. Yeah, no, more or less no, but here, yes. And always in the same format. So yeah, very repetitive. And also you have all the vocabulary of AI that is very typical of AI, where actually was with the oldest LLM models. So in the realm of AI-driven content creation, it stands a beacon of progress, a leap forward. So a lot of hyperbolic vocabulary, very exaggerated. And yeah, usually a very good sign of AI. And then you have the other samples with more modern, like GPT 4.2, especially reasoning models. We have less of these patterns, but still, they're still in there, and AI detectors can get them. You have Gemini 3 Pro and yeah, Claude Sonnet 4.5. So I put all of these samples into GPT-Human, but also with other competitors like Undetectable AI, Self-Writer, SubGPT. And then I compare I put the humanized text from all these humanizer. I put them into GPT-0, which is one of the most reliable AI detector right now. We also a lot of highlight on which part of section of the text is more AI than just human. And here, as you can see, we have the result for GPT-Human on these 4 samples. And here we are actually the GPT-4 sample humanized. And it's actually very hard to humanize a legacy model because it had a lot of AI patterns, as I said. And actually, GPT-Human is one of the only tools that actually achieved to make it human in the eyes of GPT-0. As you can see, it's like 92% human. And if you get into the details of the humanization of GPT-Human, how it humanizes the patterns of the text, we can already have good signs here. So all of these repetitive nouns, bullet points they're not there anymore. You have actually just a small sentence summarizing the beginning of the section. It has a very good understanding of language, and this sentence is actually just advanced language understanding. So as you can see, yeah, way more natural way of phrasing things are also here. It's much better at knowing what's going on, which is actually a translation of enhanced contextual awareness. So yeah, very conversational. It sounds like you're just talking to someone. And just say, okay, that's how we're going to say it with simple words. Another way how it works is also replacing the very probable, very likely vocabulary, very likely token that usually LLMs will generate because they want to generate something that is the most predictable. So GPT-Human actually replace this kind of very probable vocabulary with a more different and original vocabulary and just nouns and verbs and stuff. For example, here in the original Gemini 3 Pro sample, you have something that is very generic that you can find on any other LLMs, how it talks like, is it quite actually viable? The answer lies in navigating a complex triangle of economic reality. Especially the expression, I see it a lot in the LLMs, lies in navigating, especially navigating. It's a word that, LLMs use a lot. And here you have the same phrase, but could it work in practice? The answer is in handling a difficult combination of what the economy can do, how people will behave, and what politicians are willing to do. So yeah, just rephrasing the sentence so that doesn't just sound like a regular AI. You can see that also on the Claude output. So Claude Sonnet, usually Claude in general, it's quite a good writing. It's not too much of AI patterns, but still there's some of them that you can spot. For example, here you can sense in a way that the tone is way too formal and serious in a way. Lincoln's humble origin belied the profound impact you have on American history. He proved to be a masterful right-time leader, navigating again. And yeah, it just sounds a bit too sophisticated. And then you have the humanized version of GPT-Human, and it sounds already way more light and natural. So yeah, this phrase, Lincoln's humble origin belied the profound impact. Here you have, he came from a very simple background, though no one could have guessed the huge impact he eventually have on the story of America. You can also see here the sentence is not centered on an abstract noun like Lincoln humble origins, but like on very simple verbs and actions. So it came from a very simple background. So yeah, though no one could have guessed the huge effect it eventually have on the story of America. The vocabulary is not AI. Yeah, it's like natural human sounding of writing. And so the result of all of this humanization technique makes it, of course, achieve the best result on my test compared to other good, also humanized or like undetectable AI. So here, as you can see, it got a human score on the GPT-4, which is remarkable. On the Claude 1 also, it was human. On the GPT 4.2 also was human. But though Gemini 3, it was more AI. It didn't achieve to make it human. So yeah, it's not like every time you're gonna put a text into GPT-Human, it's gonna bypass AI detectors 100%, sure. But still, it's remarkable. It works better than the other tools. Because if you compare, for example, to Undetectable, which is the second one in my test, it was like 2 out of 4 texts that were somehow more AI. So yeah, definitely this tool doesn't give you a 100% chance of not being detected by AI. I think it's just impossible actually because these AI detectors are growing fast, and there's a lot of team of engineers that every day are trying to improve their algorithm, and yeah, it's getting harder and harder. But still, it's a good first shot at this, and then you can try to edit it to make it more human. What's good also with this humanizer is that compared to the other tools, it doesn't add unnecessary noise. Like you won't find a lot of weird sentences that will be generated by the tool. Usually when you try tools like, for example, Self-Writer or other cheap tool you can find, humanizer tools you can find, usually they will add a lot of weird sentences and unnecessary noise. For example, turning a sentence into a capital letter or just adding random punctuation everywhere. So you have to actually correct the mess, and maybe it works sometimes to bypass AI detectors, but yeah, you also have to remove the mess. And with GPT-Human, it's not that much a case. Actually, it's a very clean writing that you get from this. So yeah, that's also a good point that you have to keep in mind. All right, last point. What about the pricing of GPT-Human? Is it actually a good value for money? And I have to say right away, yes, it's actually good value for money. So if you pay monthly, you have 15 euro or dollars per month for like 25,000 words per month. So that's already a lot of words. a lot of text that you can put into it. You can do already a lot of things, and then it gets more expensive the more you want words, of course. But the only problem here is that you have only 750 words per output, so you have actually to split up your text if you have a longer text. So that's the problem. So you really have to pay the unlimited to get, like, for example, a long text that you want to humanize, or you just have to split it up, which is a bit annoying. When you compare it to Undetectable AI, which is, like, as I said, a close competitor in terms of quality, you have actually a higher price tag, so $19 per month monthly, and you have 20k words per month, so a bit lower. But you also have to keep in mind that Undetectable AI has a lot of different other products that you can try, like the AI detector, which is fine, and all other kind of tools that you can use. There's actually also no real limitation in terms of the length of the input from what I've seen. Maybe there's some, but I could copy paste a long text and don't have any problem, any issue with that. So yeah, more or less the same value for money, I say, even though maybe a bit cheaper for GPT-Human. And also the quality is a bit better. So I guess it's a fair deal. And yeah, you could definitely use a GPT-Human to humanize your text. All right, so I think you already have all the information that you need to know if it's worth it for you to use GPT-Human and pay for it. As you've seen, my opinion is that it's really one of the best tools I can find online. It has a really good humanization, even though it is not perfect. You won't be guaranteed to bypass AI detectors with 100% chance, but it still has the best performance on the market for that. It also doesn't have unnecessary noise while humanizing, so you don't have to clean the mess that some other humanizing tools do. And the price is also fair, and the tool is also easy to use, so you can use it for any kind of work. But at the end, I also couldn't resist about giving you a fair warning about the use of this AI humanizer in general, because I have to say these are not enough if you want to really generate with AI a quality human output, human writing in general. You actually have to get yourself involved in the process, especially in the prompting process, to give a lot of insights, idea, and structure to the AI so that you get content or writing or text that fits your expectation. And that is also more unique, because the more you're going to give you example of your style and guidelines and ideas, the more you're going to reflect, get closer to your own style and your own uniqueness as a human writer in general. It's also more rewarding in general to just use AI for yourself, to express yourself, than just giving a one-shot prompt that just usually would just lead you to a poor quality output. So yeah, that was my fair warning, but you can actually use GPT-Human if before using it, you give a good prompting to the AI, and I have a lot of videos that is talking about this. So just check my videos about the prompting, how to prompt the AI correctly to get a good writing quality. And after that, I also encourage you to remove also all of these patterns that usually are repetitive and that looks way too AI. There's some of them still in GPT-Human, so you have to edit, proofread by yourself also at the end. But otherwise, yeah, I think it will save you a bit of time when you want to humanize a text. All right, otherwise, I hope you found this video useful. If that's the case, don't forget to like the video, to subscribe to the channel. And if you have any question about the subject, of course, don't hesitate to leave a comment on our video. And otherwise, I'll see you on the next one.